Each week, we welcome to the NfG stage one of our highly talented members and exciting guests to bring you something designed to benefit you and your business. So our next guest was an international athlete in the national highboard and springboard diving team for many years, a student of neuroscience, a marine biologist and microbiologist, and has been involved in technology for an astonishing 40 years. With an impressive career spanning several decades, he's worked for companies like HSBC, Lufthansa, Adidas, Formula One, as well as Siemens, Gemini, Ernst Young, and more, often running senior board level projects in the tens or hundreds of millions. With a strong background implementing teaching and devising best practicing standards, he's also carried out a large work-life balance study around 10 years ago to come up with a universal formula to benefit both individuals and companies, helping people to become more effective, freeing up time to focus on what they do best. With a talk on what do you do with a bunch of robots, offering the 7 key tips to prepare for a robot invasion, I bring you Richard Scott. Take the stage, Richard. Thank you.
Did you know that robots have featured in science fiction for over 100 years? Rozumowi uniwersalni roboty. If only Karel Čapek knew just how popular this word would be. This means that everyone here has never known a time before robots. So when we think of robots, what comes to mind? Perhaps Dagenham's car production lines, or Hollywood cyborgs, or maybe a children's toy. But what are we really just talking about? It's just repetitive automation, right? Stretching the robot definition, let us refer to anything that can be de-skilled and standardized, and no longer requiring a highly skilled human like you. So ask yourself, what would you do if you were given a bunch of robots? It's true, robots are everywhere, and there's more on the way. In the home, we already have appliances for washing, cooking, cleaning, hoovering, and even mowing. They give us reminders or play music, help us communicate with others, or even take notes. Maybe the next big home revolution could be a mobile robotic hand. I dread to think of how some will use them and the type of accidents that hospitals will see, but ask most people what they would do with a bunch of robots, and the top answer is invariably housework. Maybe that explains the amazing success of home appliances, as many seem to think that work belongs outside the household and not within it. For those housebound throughout the COVID crisis, like you and me perhaps, maybe that line is blurred enough to challenge those preconceptions. Another highly popular idea, scarily, involves possibilities in the bedroom. I'll move on. But many instantly think of getting the robot to do their job for them, so they can sit back and relax, or take the dog for a very long walk. But if their job is that easy that a robot could do it, perhaps they really need to adapt to do something that can't be so easily de-skilled or automated sooner rather than later. Yet robots offer huge benefits and are not themselves to be feared. With the right thinking and action, now is truly a time of near unparalleled opportunity. We're already using them. A robot can simply be a repetitive computer program, capable of responding to a trigger, like a stock level, or on an email received, or in relation to known information about your customer. It can send and receive information and make programmed, logical decisions. Is a platform automatically sending a message to someone on their birthday such a scary concept? What about a robot being programmed to play the stock market? I've got news for you. were already doing that. And now it's become a battle of the algorithms. So start to think beyond the admin. The dinosaurs didn't choose extinction. They just didn't prepare a better alternative. Ask yourself if what you're doing could be done by a robot. Chances are, if we're honest, that many of the things that we do, the answer could be yes. And you'd be amazed how cost effectively it could be done by robots. So find a way to do something beyond what technology can currently do, or simply wait to be replaced. Robots are a way to automate what might otherwise be a time-consuming or expensive skilled activity. So what within your workload would you like to automate? A great topic for a breakout room conversation, perhaps. Just like, what automation do you currently use? You'd be amazed by what is already out there, or what could easily be scoped and developed. Robots are doing higher and higher value functions each and every day. And think how you can leverage it rather than hide away from it. Robots are everywhere. So think what a robot can't do yet. You came here to listen, not read. So here's a summary. De-skill, delegate, and dump. Look at any tasks you're responsible for and consider hard why you're doing them. Eliminate any you find unnecessary. Identify what creates your deadlines. Sequence your tasks and notice your distractions. Look at what tasks you might delegate to someone else, or what routine tasks may be turned into a computer program. Look how robots could improve your company and your ability to provide repeatable results and reports and create and deliver your products and services. Use smart technology to scale and become more cost effective. And perhaps build your own robot army, with them taking over the roles of all the repetitive, complicated or menial tasks, freeing you up for what you do best. A friend recently said to me I'd use the robots to build more robots. A bit like a child being given 3 wishes and wishing for more wishes. But his plan was then to sell these robots. So how will you use them? Human cloning is currently illegal, so perhaps if we use robots to clone and take on the responsibilities we don't have the time, skills or interest to do, or as much as the current technology will allow, well, we can't create more time, but we can create more manpower. Let us ask ourselves, do we really need to be afraid of robots? Or perhaps just be cautious of those operating them? So maybe now is the time to embrace a robot.